All right, let's just jump straight into this explainer on the Beyond-Light Rotational Spacetime Theory, or BLRST for short. We're about to explore a conceptual framework that offers a truly mind-bending alternative to standard astrophysics. If you've ever looked up at the night sky and wondered about the hidden mechanics of the universe, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break down some incredibly complex, yet honestly, deeply elegant ideas about how matter, energy, and gravity might actually be interacting out there in the deepest corners of space. So to kick things off, let's start with a massive what-if that completely challenges our standard understanding of the darkest objects in the sky. For decades, popular science has basically taught us to fear black holes, right? We see them as these cosmic vacuums, just empty, destructive voids where everything, even light itself, simply ceases to exist. But what if that entire premise is just a misunderstanding of what we're actually looking at?
Moving to Section 1, Rethinking the Black Hole.
BLRST completely flips the script. The standard model tells us black holes are empty singularities, mathematical points where physics just kind of breaks down and trapped light is destroyed. But BLRST? It argues they aren't empty at all. Actually, they're ultra-compressed, ultra-dense, hyper-organized spinning tops. They're physical structures moving with such extreme rotational velocity that they're literally just moving too fast for light to synchronize with them. They aren't empty voids. They're just vibrating on a frequency our light-based telescopes absolutely can't catch.
And that brings us to the absolute foundational rule of the entire theory, the rotational conservation principle. It simply states that nothing in the universe truly disappears. Matter and energy continuously transform through rotational compression and space-time restructuring. It's this incredible extension of the classic laws of conservation. Under this framework, when matter enters a black hole, it's never ever annihilated. It doesn't just blink out of existence. It simply transforms its structural state, packing way tighter and spinning way faster.
Section 2. The power of rotation.
So how does this actually work? It really comes down to a simple escalating chain reaction. As gravity pulls billions of stellar systems together toward the galactic center, it triggers intense compression. Now, this compression drastically reduces the volume of these stars, but crucially, it keeps their mass exactly the same. Think of an ice skater pulling their arms in during a spin. As their volume decreases, their density skyrockets, and their rotational velocity shoots absolutely off the charts. Gravity is the catalyst here, but rotation is the result.
Now, instead of picturing a uniform dot of darkness, BLRST models the black hole as a layered system, kind of like an onion. The outer layers rotate relatively slowly, but as you move inward, the spin gets faster and faster, and then you hit that core. It is spinning at an ultra-fast, extreme velocity. It spins so incredibly fast, it literally exceeds the limits of electromagnetic observation. Light just can't interact with a structure moving that fast, which is exactly why it appears pitch black to our eyes in our telescopes.
The math behind this might look complex, but don't let it intimidate you. It's a beautifully simple concept. It just means the center spins way faster than the outer edge. But what does this mean for the light that does get near it? Well, this explains gravitational lensing perfectly. Standard physics says gravity bends light, but BLRST suggests light is physically interacting with these distinct, spinning rotational layers. Because the layers spin at completely different speeds, the light gets pulled and curved directionally as it grazes the structure, creating those massive visual distortions we always see in deep space imagery.
Section 3. The galactic whirlpool.
Okay, here's another massive shift in perspective that is just genuinely amazing. The standard view usually maps galaxies as relatively flat, static disks moving through space like, well, prisbies. But the BLRST view proposes that galaxies behave exactly like a whirlpool in a body of water. They're these cosmic, layered gravitational spirals. The central black hole is the funnel pulling everything inward, creating a super dynamic 3D vortex. Nothing is static. The whole shebang is caught in the current of this massive rotating drain.
And when you look at the cosmic timescales, it perfectly tracks the cyclic journey of stars caught in that whirlpool. It's a migration taking millions, sometimes billions of years. Stars are born out in the slower outer regions. Then, gradually they begin this inward migration. As they get closer to the funnel, just like water nearing a drain, their rotation speeds up. Finally, they reach the core, hitting that ultra-compressed state. It shows us that galactic evolution is a continuous, one-way rotational migration inward.
Section 4. Cosmic recycling and death. So you might be wondering, what exactly happens to all this matter once it falls down the funnel? Far from being a cosmic trash can, BLRST introduces this incredible galactic recycling mechanism. When stellar systems hit the black hole, there are really two distinct outcomes based on mass. High-mass systems, they actually have the gravitational complexity to permanently integrate into the central core, feeding and growing the black hole. But lower-mass systems just can't hold up to the rotational pressure. They get violently ejected out of the system at speeds transitioning beyond spacetime itself, only to reappear near the outer galactic regions as completely transformed matter ready to start the cycle all over again.
We can clearly see this eternal cosmic cycle mapped out in the universal transformation equation. You start with M1, your initial matter state, let's say a typical star. It goes through RC, rotational compression, deep inside the black hole funnel, and it comes out the other side as M2, a transformed matter state. It changes density, it changes behavior, it totally changes structure. But I'll say it again because it's absolutely crucial, it never truly disappears.
But of course, no engine runs flawlessly forever, right? The theory also outlines a galactic collapse hypothesis. If the central mass grows too dominant, the black hole starts consuming matter way faster than it can recycle and redistribute it. And when that happens, that delicate rotational balance we talked about completely destabilizes. The whirlpool inevitably collapses inward on itself, and the entire galaxy compresses into one massive, ultra-dense structure. This represents the ultimate, final stage of a galaxy's evolution.
Section 5. A universe in motion. If this framework holds up, it means electromagnetic light speed isn't actually the ultimate speed limit of the universe. Because the rotational spacetime speed inside a black hole operates at a much deeper, faster level than light can even travel, our standard measurements completely break down. Time itself basically loses conventional meaning in these domains. To an outside observer looking at something moving faster than light can report back, it just creates this illusion of pure timelessness.
I really love this direct quote from the source material. The universe survives not through stillness, but through continuous rotational transformation. Matter never disappears. It only changes form through compression, motion, and space-time restructuring. It perfectly captures the essence of the theory. Black holes aren't the grim reapers of the universe. They're the incredible transformational engines that keep the entire ecosystem alive, churning and evolving. Everything is in motion. Everything gets repurposed.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought. Does rotation actually govern the hidden evolution of our cosmic structure? Is the spin literally the secret to everything? The Beyond-Light Rotational Spacetime Theory gives us a brilliant new lens to view the universe, not as this chaotic, destructive place, but as a highly organized, eternal recycling machine. I really hope this explainer sparks some curiosity for you. Definitely ponder that the next time you're looking up at the spiraling mysteries of the night sky. Keep wondering and keep looking up.